AITA for refusing to let my in-laws meet my newborn after discovering they had been running a betting pool on our marriage. My daughter was 4 days old. My in-laws were at the door for their first visit. My husband showed me something on his phone and asked me what we should do. His parents had a running bet with his aunts and uncles on when our marriage would end. The most recent entry was from the week I gave birth. I need to tell you about the 4 days between my daughter being born and the in-laws arriving at our door, because those 4 days are the context for everything. I had a difficult labor, 31 hours, an emergency procedure, a recovery that was harder than I had been told to prepare for. My husband was extraordinary throughout all of it. My daughter was healthy and I was healing, and the world had contracted to the size of our small flat, and the 3 of us inside it, and I was, despite everything, deeply happy. On day 4, my in-laws were due to visit. My husband's parents, his aunt and her husband. My mother-in-law had been calling every day with increasing frequency. I had been looking forward to it. I wanted my daughter to be held by people who loved her, and I wanted to see my husband be someone's son again after 4 days of being entirely focused on being a father. 2 hours before they were due to arrive, my husband received a message in a family group chat. He went very quiet. He showed me his phone. The group chat contained his parents, 3 aunts and uncles, and 2 cousins. It was titled Family Updates. What it contained, dating back almost 4 years, to the week before our wedding, was a running commentary on our relationship that I will not reproduce in full because some of it is too painful and some of it is frankly humiliating. What it included, specifically, was a betting pool. His aunt had created a grid of dates, and each person had selected a window during which they expected our marriage to end. His mother had selected a window. His father had selected a window. The most recent update from his aunt had been sent 3 days ago, the day after our daughter was born, adjusting her prediction because she said a baby complicates things. My husband stared at his phone for a long time. Then he looked at me and said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "I want you to tell them not to come today." He called his mother. He told her they needed to postpone. She asked why. He said he would explain later. She cried and said she had been waiting for days. I held my 4-day-old daughter and I made no decisions that day beyond that one. Am I the asshole? Update, 3 months later. My husband confronted his parents in person 2 weeks after the birth. He showed them that he had seen the group chat. The conversation lasted several hours. What emerged from it was more complex than I had expected. The betting pool had started as what his aunt had framed as a lighthearted way to process the family's genuine reservations about our relationship, which were based primarily on me being from a different country, having a different religious background, and having, in his mother's words, strong opinions. She said strong opinions as though it were a diagnosis. His parents apologized. His mother cried. His father said he was ashamed of it, and that was, my husband tells me, the most direct admission of wrongdoing he has ever heard from that man. I let them meet my daughter at 6 weeks. The visit was careful and kind, and I watched my mother-in-law hold her granddaughter, and I felt something complicated that I have not fully resolved. She loves her. That is real. The other thing is also real. We are not back to where I imagined we would be. The relationship has a scar now. I can see it even when everyone else is pretending they can't. I am choosing, 1 day at a time, to try to build something real on the other side of the scar rather than let it be the end of the story. But I am not pretending the scar isn't there. NTA or ITA, would you have let them through the door? Comment below.